Hello everyone, welcome to the Mary Tajitos channel. I am Mary. In today's class, we will be making this beautiful bag step by step. Look how beautiful it is. It's an elegant bag, very versatile. For everyday use, we can take it everywhere. We made it using a combination of 2 stitches, single crochet and extended single crochet. Look how pretty it is. We will also work on the base from scratch. It's elegant, beautiful, and very easy to make. Plus, it has a gorgeous finish, and the combination of the 2 stitches looks spectacular. I know you're going to like the whole process. I hope you enjoy it and stay with me until the end of the class. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming projects. Now, without further ado, let's go to the list of materials and then to the step-by-step process. We're going to work with the following materials. I'm going to be using a 6mm hook. This will be our main hook, a thin needle to weave in the ends, 2 lobster rings with a diameter of 3 centimeters, and a magnetic clasp with holes for sewing. A personalized tag with the channel's name. This is optional. Scissors, measuring tape. The t-shirt yarn is from Trapilo Avilo. Here, I have 3 skeins of 250 grams each, for a total of 750 grams. It's a premium t-shirt yarn, featherweight, with a super thin strand. Look, it stretches a lot. It measures 3 centimeters wide, and you can work with a hook from 5 to 7 millimeters. Let's start working on the base of our bag. We're going to make it with simple single crochet stitches. We start by making a slip knot. And we will chain 20. We have loops on the hook. We yarn over and pull through this loop. Loop on the hook. We yarn over and slip it through. This is how our chains are looking. We slip it through, and we're going to keep working until we reach number 20. I finished the 20 chains, and they measure 16 centimeters long. Now we're going to make 1 additional chain, and this will be our turning chain. We turn it over, and we're going to work from the back, where the bumps are. We insert the hook under each bump. And here we'll make single crochets. We start in the second bump, because the first one is our turning chain. We insert the hook. We yarn over. We have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again and pull through both. Here we make our first single crochet. We go under the next bump and we make the stitch. Here's how our single crochets look. We're going to make 1 stitch under each back bump until we get to the last one. We've reached the last back bump. We insert the hook, yarn over, always bringing it up to the same height as the loop on the hook. Yarn over and pull through both. We've completed the first round of single crochet, and here we've made a total of 20 stitches. Look how they turned out. They're quite tight. To work this space, I recommend making your single crochets pretty tight so it gives firmness and structure. Before starting the second round, let's take the opportunity to hide this yarn end. We tighten the slip stitch here very well. And we pass a smaller hook through the center of the last chain and under this yarn end. We take and we bring it up. We're going to hide this remaining strand under the bottom of the stitches. Here, we'll make a turning chain. And we turn the piece. We start the second row and we'll pass the hook under the chain. Here in these spaces. We start here in the second one, first and second. We insert the hook. We yarn over and make the first stitch here. Notice that the yarn stays underneath the stitches. Always at the height of the little loop that's on the hook. Remember that the stitches should be quite tight. This is how our single crochet stitches are looking. We will continue making one stitch under each chain until we get here to the last one. Let's make the last stitch. We insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and complete the stitch. We finish the second row with 20 single crochet stitches, the same number of stitches we had at the end of the first row. In this part, we won't be making any increases. We'll continue working one stitch under each chain, making as many rows as needed until we reach the desired width. I'm going to keep working, and I'll show you how wide I'm going to make the base. I've already made the base this wide. Here, I've completed 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, you can make it as wide as you want. If, while doing this process, you notice that the base twists like this, don't worry, it's completely normal. What you should do is adjust the stitches as you go along with each round. See how it's already taking shape. I also want to show you how the stitches turned out. See how they're nice and tight, well organized, and there's no space or gaps between them. Why did they turn out this way? Because I made the stitches quite tight. See how they're snug? That gives firmness and structure to the base. Now, let's do an additional round, and this one will be single crochet all around to give it a better finish. We position ourselves here at the last stitch, and we're going to make a chain stitch. We insert the hook into that same space where we made the previous stitch. And here we make another stitch. Why are we making this increase? It's to give the base a curved shape. See how it's already starting to look oval here. Now we're going to make single crochets on this side. We pass the hook under this strand and the one that's in the back. Here we're going to make a stitch, and right here where the little bump is, we'll make another stitch. Here. That would be 3, 4, and here on this side we would make 5 stitches. We pass the hook under the thread. And from the one that's in the back, we make a stitch there, under the little bump. And here we'll make the last one. Here we complete 5 stitches after the increase. We're going to work the increase on this side. Here, in the first stitch, we pass the hook under this chain and we'll make a single crochet, a chain stitch, and a single crochet. In total, that would be 3 stitches. We insert the hook. We yarn over and pull it up to the height of the loop on the hook. We yarn over and pull through. We make a chain. Inside that same stitch, we make another stitch. This is how the increase looks on this side. We're going to work single crochets here, 1 under each chain. We insert the hook. Under the entire chain, we yarn over and make the stitch. Under the next one. Here in this last chain, we're going to make the increase just like we did on this side. We go underneath. And we make a stitch. Chain 1. And we pass the hook through that space again. And we make the last stitch. This is how the increase looks on this side. We're going to make single crochet stitches here, and there should be the same number of stitches as we made here. Here we worked 5 stitches. Here we also need to work 5 stitches. The first stitch goes right here under this strand, which is the stitch we made here on this side. The second stitch, under these 2 strands. The third one under the back bump. The fourth one under these 2 strands. And the 5th stitch under the bump, here. We pass the hook through and make the first stitch here. Second. Third stitch. Fourth stitch. And here is the last one. We finished the 5 stitches. We're going to make the last increase to close this round. We pass the hook underneath, where we made the first chain stitch. Look at it here. Here is the stitch. And this is the base of the stitch. Look, this is where we made it. In this space, we're going to make the stitch we still need. Here, we've completed the increase stitch, and we'll make the chain when we close the round. So, what are we going to do? We cut the yarn. We pull out this little loop. We pass the hook under the first chain. From back to front, we place the reserved loop and take it to the back. We tighten it a little. We pass the needle again through the center of the last chain, also going under the back bump. We place the reserved loop, and we move it to the back. Here we're going to tighten the chain a little, so it's the same size as the others. So we adjust.
Okay.
Here we've completed the increase. We have 2 stitches in the same stitch and the chain in the center, which is the closing one. We're going to hide the leftover yarn from the bottom of the stitches. finished hiding the yarn. When you finish the remaining little tip, on the bottom part, you're going to put a little dot of silicone or make a simple stitch with needle and thread to prevent the yarn from coming out. Cut off the excess. And you hide the tail like this. We finished the base with a total of 58 stitches. We make 18 stitches before the increases. Here we work a triple increase at each corner. And here on the sides, we make 5 single crochets on each side. Make sure you have that number of stitches. I'm going to give you the measurements. In length, it is 22.5 centimeters long. It is 9 centimeters. If you want to make the base a little bigger, for the length you will work more chains at the beginning. Remember that these should be an even number. And for the width, you will continue making rounds of single crochet. To make the edge, just follow the process I just explained to you. Now we're going to work on the body of our bag. We're going to divide it into 2 parts. In the first part, we'll make a combination of 2 stitches, single crochet and extended single crochet. So, what are we going to do? We take our base. Look, we have the right side. We turn it. And we're going to work with the left side facing up. You can start on either side. I'm going to start here. We're going to work this first row with regular single crochet stitches. Insert the hook under both loops of the chain stitch. We yarn over. And we make the first stitch here. We're going to hide the remaining yarn underneath. We make the second stitch here. In this round, we are not going to make any increases. We are going to work 1 stitch under each chain just as we are doing. We are going to make the last stitch. And here I have already completed this first round by making 1 stitch under each chain. Here you will notice that the piece will start to curve. That's normal because now we are going to start going up, so it will look like this. Let's make the join. We give height to this loop and go under the entire chain. Place the reserved loop and move it to the back. In this round, we finished with 58 stitches, the same number of stitches we ended the base with. We pass the needle under the strand we've taken to the back. Here, place the reserved loop, adjust, and here we make the first stitch. This is a single crochet. We're going to start here with the combination of the 2 stitches, and the next stitch will be a long stitch. We're going to do it next to it. Look where the chain is. We go down and go to the base of the stitch. Here. We raise it to the height of the little loop that's on the hook. Yarn over and close. The next stitch, look here where the chain is. We make a simple single crochet. The next stitch, where the chain is, we go down to the base of the stitch. Look at the chain. We go to the base and make a long single crochet. Next stitch, single crochet. And the next one, look, it's in the chain that's next to it. We make a long stitch. We go down to the stitch here at the base. Chain, we go down, and at the base we make long stitches, always level with the loop on the hook. We adjust the stitch. And the one next to it, single crochet. Long stitch, we go down to the next chain. The stitch, we go to the base. We adjust the stitch. Next to the single crochet, long stitch. This is how our stitch pattern is turning out. We alternate single crochet, long stitch, single crochet, long stitch. We're going to work like this, combining these two stitches all along the edge until we get here to the last two. We're going to do the last two stitches. Here we have a long stitch. In this one, we'll do a single crochet. Look, here we have a simple stitch, simple stitch. In this one that's left, we're going to work a long stitch. We go to the base and make a long stitch here. We finish this round, and this is how the stitches look. See that we closed the sequence correctly. We started with a single stitch, and here we finished with a long stitch. That's why it's important that when you start the base, you begin with an even number, so that when you make the body, the stitches can match up correctly. So we close this round, we insert the hook under the first complete chain. Look at the join. It's the same for all the rounds. What will change is the way you're going to start. Now in this round, notice that in the previous round we started with a single crochet. In this round, we need to do a long stitch here. Remember, we're going to alternate. So here, where we did single stitches, we'll work a long stitch. On top of the long stitch, a single stitch. On top of the single crochet, a long stitch. Single stitch, long stitch. So to match, we need to start here with a long stitch. Let's shorten this strand a little more. Like this, so it's nice and short. We insert the hook, not where we took the thread to the back, not down here. Instead, we go to the base. Here, where the stitch started. Here, we will always go to the base of the stitch. It's not in the center of the stitch, but in this space. Here, at the base of the stitch, we pick up the yarn. We give it height. We place the reserved loop. We have two. We yarn over and close the stitch. And here we have our long stitch. So here in the next chain, since we have a long stitch here, on top, that is, under the chain, we will make a single crochet. Here where the chain is, single crochet. We will make a long stitch by inserting the hook here in this space. Right down here, here in this space. Here. Bring it up to the height of the loop on the hook. In the long stitch, we will make a single crochet under the chain. In the single crochet, we work a long stitch. are going to make the last 2 stitches of this second round. We go through here and make a double crochet. And here we finish with a single crochet. We make the closure, raise this loop, and go under the entire first chain stitch. We bring it to the back, and notice that we close all the rounds in the same way. To start, we always need to keep in mind which stitch we finished with or which stitch we started with. Here, look, this is where we started the previous round. We started with a double crochet, which means we need to start this round with a single crochet, that is, with a simple single crochet. Here, we do pass the yarn from underneath, where we brought the yarn to the back and we tighten it. We yarn over here and make a single crochet. When you finish with single crochet, the next round you're going to start, as I explained, is the double crochet one. So you're going to alternate those 2 sequences. It's basically the same. What changes is the order, how you start and how you finish. You started here with a simple single crochet. Here you make a double crochet. You give it height and close the stitch. Always arrange this strand so it stays well organized. And in the next one, single crochet. You keep following the sequence. Work all along the edge until you get here. When it's time to close, you'll do it as I already explained. And you'll start with a single crochet, then a double crochet, just like we started this round. So we're going to keep working until the piece reaches the desired height. I'm going to continue, and I'll show you how many rounds we're going to do. I've already finished the height of this part. Look how the stitches turned out. As you can see at the base, look how tight it is. And this is how it looks on the inside. Here I did 11 rounds. How are you going to identify them? You're going to count the first one, and you're going to do it in a zigzag pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to give you the measurements. The height. It is 10.5 centimeters. Before continuing with the second part of the body of the bag, let's position ourselves here where we finished the round. Notice that all the joins are the same. The only thing that will change is the way you start, depending on the sequence you are going to begin with. For example, here we started with a single crochet, which means that the next round we should begin with a double crochet. I'm going to explain again how you should start this round, in case you still have any doubts. You are going to insert the hook under the single crochet on the right side, not in the center of the stitch or on this side, but on the right side of the stitch, here.
Aquí.
This loop should be short. You pass the hook through. Yarn over. You lift it up. You place the strand you set aside. You yarn over again. And you complete the stitch. You arrange it very well. And in this way, we have started the sequence. In the next stitch, you are going to make a single crochet. In the next one, here, an elongated stitch. Single crochet, elongated stitch. When you finish the sequence, you will start with a simple single crochet, and you already know how to do that process. For me, the important thing is that you know how to do this step, because look how the piece turns out. See, we don't have any kind of seam or join line. Look, the piece is completely even. Look how beautiful it looks. And this step is super important. Every process is important to me. The details are very important when working on a crocheted piece, because that's where you can see the quality, the love, and the care we put into each process. We're going to work on the second part of the body of the bag, and I hope this first part was very clear for you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. So let's position ourselves here where we made the closure. We pull out this little loop. And I want to show you. Look, this little loop has 2 strands. Look at it here. Let's close it again. We're going to close all of them the same way. So here we're going to open. Look, here are the 2 little loops. We're going to insert the hook through the center of the little loop, like this. We place the reserved strand here. It should look like this. So we need to close the stitch very well, so that this strand that we have down here is the same size as the other chains. We adjust the stitch. We yarn over. We go through those 2. We chain up and make a single crochet here. We're going to insert the hook in the center of the chain. Look, here we have the full chain stitch. We insert the hook in the center of the chain. And in the little loop, look at the little loop that's here on the back side. Here. This is to make this stitch stronger. We go through here. And in the back loop, center of the chain stitch. And in the back loop, we pass the hook through. And here on the back bump, we yarn over and do it here. 1 stitch. Look what we have here, in the center of the chain, and on the back bump. Here we are making single crochet stitches. Let's make the last stitch. We go through the center of the chain and in the back bump. I finished this first round. And this is how it looks. Let's close this first round of single crochet. We pull up this loop. We go through the bottom part of the first chain. We place the loop we set aside and bring it to the back. Here, we're going to separate these 2 strands. And we can insert the hook from front to back, like we did here. Or we can also insert the hook from back to front, always in the center of those 2 strands. Look, like this. You're going to turn the hook, like this. I'll repeat it again. You can open the round by inserting just the hook through the center of the chain, from front to back. Or you can do it from back to front, like this. Turn the hook. Place the loop you set aside. Tighten it well so that this strand is the same size as the other stitches. Tighten it. Yarn over. And here you make the first stitch. Look at how the join looks already. Insert the hook through the center of the chain and on the back bump. This is the process we're going to do. Here. how the stitches look. I'm going to keep working a single crochet in the center of each chain and under the back bump. I'm going to do this whole process, and I'll see you here at the last stitch. I finished the second round. Let's make the last stitch here. We go through the center of the chain, and in the little bump on the back side, we make the stitch here. We close the round. We'll begin the next one by passing the hook through the strand center. From back to front, we turn the hook. We place the reserved loop, and we tighten the stitch. We make the first one here. This is how the closures should look. Look at how they appear. We are going to continue working one stitch in the center of each chain, taking the back bump. I'm going to keep working the rounds until I reach the desired height. I've already reached the height of the piece. Here, I made a total of 10 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it has the same height as the first part we made here. Here, I'm going to give you the height measurements. It is 10.5 centimeters. And the total, it is 21 centimeters. If you want to make the bag a little taller, you will continue working the rounds, making sure to divide the two parts equally. What does that mean? That if you make it 24 centimeters tall, you should make the first part 12 centimeters. And 12 centimeters for the second part. We are going to finish off the last round. Here, I have already cut the yarn. We pull it out, and we are going to pass the needle through the bottom part of the first chain. We take the yarn, and we bring it to the back. We pass the needle again through the center of the last chain, and through the back bump. We place the loop we set aside.
Y llevamos hacia atrás.
We adjust the stitch very well, so that the chain stitch is the same size as the others. This is how the end of this round looks. And look at how all the joins look. We're going to hide the leftover yarn with the help of a yarn needle at the bottom of the stitches. I finished hiding the yarn. Don't forget to secure the tip with a dot of silicone glue or a simple stitch to prevent the yarn from coming loose. Cut off the excess and finish hiding the tip. We've finished this part of the bag. This is how it turned out. On the inside, look how spacious it turned out. Now let's install the hardware. Let's take our piece, and we're going to arrange it like this. We're going to bring the sides inward. Make sure it's positioned well. Now we can place the rings here. You must make sure to leave the same number of stitches on this side and on this side. Here I have 17 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And 17 on this side, because we must keep in mind so that when we put on the clasp, the bag will be completely even. So here in the corners on the inside, we are going to place the rings. We will do it 1, 2, and in the third stitch inward. 1, 2, and in the third stitch inward. Okay. On this side, we count 1, 2, 3. And here, 1, 2, 3. After we have the rings properly placed, we'll place it in the center of the bag, the magnetic clasp. I will be doing the stitching with needles and nylon. This is gauge 22, the thinnest one. And this is the clasp. I'm going to place the thick part first. You will position it at the back. You can choose either side as the right side. So here at this point, which is the center point, I'm going to place it on the inside. Here is the clasp. I'm going to be doing some stitching. They're very simple stitches. We're going to pass the needle from the bottom first. From the t-shirt yarn here. I go into the space. This is so that the little knot stays at the bottom of the stitch. Now I'm going to pass the needle outside the space. On the outside, and making sure it comes out here in the back, underneath the stitches. I don't want it to come out on top so the seam doesn't show. Right there, I'm going to pass the needle through and have it come out inside the space. We go back again, passing the needle outside and on top. We go back, passing through the space. I've already moved the needle forward, and you're going to repeat this process as many times as necessary until you see that the clasp is nice and secure. You're going to pass the needle again through each of the spaces, here on this side, on the inside part, and it should come out here in the front. The important thing is that the stitching isn't visible, hiding it very well underneath the stitches. Continue the process in each of the spaces, and you're going to finish off here on this side. I'll show you now. I finished the other seams, did the last one here, and we'll bring the yarn to this side. I go underneath where I have the first one. I make a little knot here to secure it like this. I've already secured the stitch. We cut the excess yarn. Not too close, right there. We'll secure the ends like this. We already have this clasp ready. Let's put on the next one and place it in front. We adjust our bag. And at the point that's right in front of the clasp, here, we open it. Here, we're going to sew in each space, as many as needed, until our clasp is nice and tight. We finish off on this side, cut the yarn, and secure it. I finished attaching the clasp, and I'll show you. Look, it's nice and tight and perfectly positioned. Now we're going to make the handle. To make the handle, we'll start with a magic ring and crochet 5 single crochets. We pass the hook underneath, yarn over, and here we make a chain. We insert the hook again into the ring. We have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and close. Here we've completed 1 stitch. We insert the hook again. We make the second one. Third one. Fourth. We pull a little, and here we make the 5th stitch. We adjust a little here so it's not too tight, and we're going to turn it over here from the back. I want you to pay close attention here. Look, we have the little ridges, and under the ridges we have 2 strands. Look at them here. Here we can see the ridge, and underneath there are 2 strands. So, to help you get oriented, always look at where the ridge is that goes from the back of the stitch. Notice that here we are going to work the stitches from the back. Up here are the chains, and on this side are the ridges. By locating the ridges, we will always see 2 strands from the bottom, and we are always going to take this first strand, the one on the right side. We pass the hook through here, from front to back. Here we start the first stitch. We pass the hook under the first strand. We take the yarn again, bring it up, making it level with the loop on the hook. We have 2. We yarn over, and here we close the stitch. Notice that we're working with single crochet. We pass the needle that's on the little ridge, first and second strand, under the first one. We make the stitch. We locate the first strand. Look at it here. Here it is on the little ridge. It's important that before you start the stitches, you make sure you know exactly where you're going to do them so you don't get confused. So, you locate the little ridge, and underneath it you find the 2 strands. You're always going to take the first one. Here we have the last one. See, this is the last little ridge, and here we finished the first round. Here is the little ridge. 1 strand, and on this side is the other one. Look at it here. We finished this round, and here we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 stitches. Let's do the second one. We're not going to close the round. We're going to work continuously, in a spiral. So, what do we do here with the short tail? Let's tighten it. Now to start closing it up. And here we can locate again where the ridges are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We pass the needle under the first small bump. See, it's clearer here. Little bump. Here is 1 strand, and here is the first one. We go underneath. From front to back, and here we make the stitch. This is how the crochet work is turning out. Right now, it looks a bit tangled, but as you keep crocheting, you'll see how it takes shape and looks really pretty. So, in this way, we will continue making the rounds in a spiral until we reach the desired height. I've already reached the height for the handle. Check out how defined the stitches are. Look how beautiful those ridges look. Look how thick it turned out. It's perfect. If you want it thicker, start by making more single crochets inside the magic ring. And if you want it longer, just keep working in a spiral until you reach the desired height. I'm going to give you the measurements. For the length, it is 33 centimeters, and the thickness is 3 centimeters. Let's cut the yarn. Let's close this circle a little by passing the needle under the first and the second one. We pick up the yarn, and here we are going to make a decrease.
Okay.
This is how the closure looks on this side, and look how it looks here. Now, let's hide the yarn ends at the bottom of the stitches. We can use a thinner needle to help.
Nada.
Look how the yarn end is hidden. Let's cut a little bit here, and we'll hide the leftover part on the inside. I already have the handle ready. This is how it turned out. Let's arrange it nicely and place it on our bag. We're going to pass the ring through this space so it comes out on this side. Here. We finished making the bag. This is the result. Look how beautiful it is. Look at the stitches. They're very neat and well defined. The base turned out quite firm, and the combination of stitches is beautiful. It's an elegant bag, very versatile for everyday use, and its style is trendy. I hope you enjoyed the whole process and that you put it into practice. See you in the next class. God bless you. Bye.